Right, welcome back to Razor Active, and as usual, we are still chatting about the English Premier League games over the weekend. All right, let's have a look at what comments have you all put on the Razor TV website. Han Keong Tona, you are one sexy chicken.
I second that.
Thank you very much.
You're on your own.
Red Devil 72, another comment from you. You say Arsenal dominated because Blackburn didn't play like how they would have done under Mark Hughes. That is, kick the hell out of Arsenal players.
Are we playing football
There's
or
an
rugby
element
here?
of truth in that. There's an element of truth in that,
That's true.
but it's not too good. Not too.
It's not football, man.
Not too fair. Huh? Andy Hans said Liverpool won against United because United was also in transition to fit Berbatov into the team.
Like I said,
your
they're always
comments,
in
Glenn?
transition. Like it's the first half of Berbatov's debut was a very good one. For me, I felt he did quite well. A wonderful assist. Whenever you have a big game, it's possible that whenever you have a brand new player comes in, it does affect like how the flow of your team as well. So I won't pinpoint like the transition could be the reason why we lost. The reason why Liverpool scored the 2 goals, you got to admit, is pure luck as well. So, but I'm not being a sore loser. They won, and let's see how Berbatov will do like within the next few games.
I see. Well, the games are coming thick and fast. Champions League is going to start this midweek also. So there's a lot of matches. Of course, these big 4 clubs are definitely involved. Let's break down each of their chances in the group stages one by one. We start with Group A. Now, Group A, we have Chelsea, Roma, Bordeaux, and that name I can never pronounce.
Who the heck is that?
CFR 1907 Clutch. It's actually a Romanian club. First time in the Champions League.
And last.
So, Jonathan, it looks like a very simple group for you.
Yep.
Do you think will encounter any problems?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't see us having any problems with Bordeaux. Yeah, seriously, I think our squad is there.
Bordeaux shouldn't be a problem, but I'm talking about Roma. Roma and Olympico Stadium.
Olympiacos and Roma, I think, okay lah. Roma maybe is our concern, but let's say that us and Roma just get through. I think the rest should not be an issue, especially for Olympiacos.
So how do you think Felipe Scolari will play his cards? Will he be more conservative for the Man U match coming up later, or will he be going all out to get the points first?
I think he would conserve a bit. I think that's my opinion. But it's still up to him. But personally, I find that if I were him, I would conserve a bit. And since this is definitely our game, so not an issue.
Utter confidence. So okay, we go on to the next team, and that is Liverpool in Group D, I think. Group D will have Liverpool, Eindhoven, PSV Eindhoven, Marseille, and Atletico Madrid. Not an easy group, I must say. But James, we have beaten PSV and Marseille before. Yes. Atletico Madrid is the former club of Fernando Torres. So, are you looking forward? Or is it really?
It's going to be an exciting group. I think most of the games, is going to be fun and exciting to watch. It's going to be nervous for Liverpool fans. Exciting means there's a lot of uncertainty.
Do you think that the away matches matter a lot for Liverpool?
I think for European games, I think our manager Rafa, I think he's a master tactician as far as European games are concerned. So I have every confidence that we will get through. He has proven that he knows what it takes to get a result in Europe. As for the EPL, maybe not. But in Europe, he has proven. There's no doubt his caliber is in Europe. And he has proven with lesser teams. When we won the first Champions League in 2005, the players were not that fantastic. But he managed to get it done.
So does this mean that when you all come back from Europe after the game, when you're facing Stoke City the next, do you predict that we will do quite badly?
No, I think that's in the past. I think it used to be a comment by a lot of people saying that once Liverpool goes in Europe and then they come back, they normally don't do well. I think that's a psychological barrier which I think Rafa has removed. I don't think we had that problem in recent years. I think it's more a problem of being consistent enough to compete in the league. But as far as Champions League, I think we will be there. Last 4, definitely.
All right. Before we go to the other two clubs, watching a team win may be the luckiest team in the soccer team's fans, but seems that companies sponsoring this type of teams are not so lucky. It's been dubbed by the Wall Street Journal as the Premiership jinx. So Razor TV has just checked it out.
The English Premier League is one of the world's most popular and most watched sporting league, attracting over 500 million viewers in more than 200 countries. So it's no wonder that many companies covert the sponsorship opportunities, frequently forking out millions of dollars for the rights to plaster their names on the shirts of the elite teams. For example, American International Group signed one of the biggest shirt sponsorship deal ever in April 2006, paying $100 million to get its name on the jerseys of star striker Wayne Rooney and his Manchester United teammates. Samsung signed a similar deal with Chelsea in 2005. The other big clubs such as Liverpool and Arsenal also enjoy sponsorship from the likes of Carlsberg Beer and Emirates. Lesser-known clubs like Fulham and West Ham United attracted sponsors LG Electronics and XL Holidays respectively. Such deals add to the revenue streams of the teams, but the facts seems to be telling a different story for the sponsors. For instance, AIG stock is down by 30% since signing the deal, with Samsung down by 40%. Carlsberg and LG have also both sank by more than 20%. Garmin seems to be the worst performer, down 60% so far. But the most recent case of XL Holidays declaring bankruptcy seems to bear out the so-called Premiership jinx, with West Ham United stranded midway in a 3-year deal.
It's a very sad day for me, personally. I'm totally devastated.
But it must be noted that shares of many companies have been hard hit by the global slowdown triggered by the US subprime woes, so it may be difficult to tell if the jinx is at work. While sponsorship or not, the Premier League clubs are still some of the richest in the world, reportedly raking in total revenues of over $3.7 billion in the last season, and revenues is expected to increase with new TV contracts.
It's like Liverpool.
Wow. So the moral of the story, get Microsoft. Understand?
Did you share this information with Cots? They just signed a sponsorship deal with Liverpool.
Well,
Can you
good
give
luck, Cots.
Actually, just sponsor Arsenal, see?
Tiger Beer sponsored Arsenal too, right? Yeah, also doing it. Okay, huh? Alright, back to Champions League and Manchester United are in Group E. They have Celtic, they have Villarreal, and they have this Aalborg, AAB Aalborg from Denmark. So on paper, it also looks like not a really tough group, isn't it? So what do you think? What do you think against Villarreal and Celtic? Do you think Man U should be able to come out tops?
No problem about it. There are tricky teams that when, like on their very big or high day, they can play very well. But I feel we have the resources, we have the men, and definitely the talent to breeze through this group stage and get ready for the next, which is the round of 16.
Wayne Rooney, of course, during the Villarreal match a few years ago, did a nice thing and then got himself sent off. But now he's been much more
composed,
restrained, much more composed. Do you think he'll, now with Cristiano Ronaldo still out, do you think that he's going to be a vital influence?
Definitely.
But you played on the right during the Liverpool game. Do you prefer him to maybe play in the centre?
I prefer him to play behind the main target man like Berbatov. Because in the past when he played behind with Van Nistelrooy as the forward or something, many runs, very good long shots, and it keeps the team in very good mood. Because when you keep on winning, your morale is very high. So whatever Fergie decides what is best, in Fergie we trust. So if he thinks that Rooney is best on the right wing, let's feel. But for me personally, I feel he should play behind the forward.
But I think he got a bad hair day nowadays.
Who? Wayne Rooney.
Rooney, yeah.
Yeah, I heard he's losing
So can he
his
still
hair
think
quickly.
properly? I don't know.
Go to Yunnan.
Maybe ask Yunnan to sponsor Man U. Better not.
Drop. Well, so Manchester United are against Villarreal in the thing. So you think that they will probably get something out of that?
Yeah, definitely 3 points.
3 points. 3 points, not just a draw, because
It's
Spanish
a tricky side when you are going over to Spain. You're very unpredictable. But if we play our game, keep the momentum up and bounce back, especially after the defeat against the Scousers, so shouldn't be much of a problem.
All right. Now we finally come to Arsenal and Group G of the Champions League. Well, they got Porto, Fenerbahce, and Dynamo Kiev. I wouldn't say it's a simple, straightforward group. Well, Porto and Fenerbahce are very experienced in the Champions League. So are Dynamo Kiev, who always pull themselves through into the group stages. So Arsenal, what do you think is the most important thing that you need to be able to get through this group?
I think we'll be perfectly fine with a couple of 1 or 2-0 wins, in most of these games. I think the thing which I find most interesting about our group is there's a lot of travel in our group. Turkey is very far away, and also when you're talking far away, you're not just talking how far the country is, it's how far the stadium is from the airport and the whole setup. There's a lot of distance of traveling from Turkey to their stadium for a start, for example, as well as Moscow as well. Correct.
No,
and conditions,
Kiev.
Yeah, Kiev as well. So conditions there is also quite difficult. It's cold. It's a completely different temperature and all that. So I'd be perfectly fine with a few 1 or 2-0 wins here. We've shown we can win in Russia consistently, so that's not a problem. Fenerbahce is interesting. A lot of Brazilians there. Roberto Carlos is there. They have an interesting mix. And last year's Champions League, they played quite well. Yeah. They really did. So they're a tricky group, I have to say. Porto, we all know, is still playing a bit like Mourinho. So it's an interesting group. I'd be perfectly fine with a second place qualifying spot as well. That's fine.
All right. So it all adds up to a very, very exciting Champions League midweek and a Champions League match group stages in all. So and finally, we just have to ask you all, okay, for this weekend, okay, who are their favorite players for each weekend? Glenn, what's your favorite player for Man U?
Carlos Tevez.
Carlos Tevez.
Yeah, it was quite energetic. The goal he scored was pure good finishing as well. Rio also did well in defense as well. Rio.
I see. And with Van der Sar.
But still,
good pump.
have faith in him.
All right.
Have faith in him.
All right, Jonathan, how about you?
West Brom. Definitely West Brom. I think we got to give him thanks.
Then we got to thank John Terry for getting himself sent off too.
Well, John Terry sending off, that one not an issue. Vidic also, But it's like... all right, I think West Brom did a good job, but for most of us. But if you talk about our team itself, I think I would still prefer Lampard. I think after his mom's death, then the support that the club gave him, and finally he really set his heart and signed the contract. I think he can really focus now and to really play much better games for the rest of his career.
Right. How about Kelvin? Don't give me the obvious.
He stole my line. I was going to go West Brom.
All West Brom.
If you go by goals, I have to say Adebayo. Obviously, that's a hat-trick. But I like what Walcott did as well. And I think one thing no one's noticing is Danielson's actually picking up his game. He had a couple of crappy games before, and he didn't look so stable, but he's looking a lot better now. So I have to say, best player, such a tough Adebayo for the goals.
All right. How about James?
West Brom.
West Brom is the player of the week.
Sorry.
Player of the week.
Whatever.
Have to say thanks to him, right? But anyway, I think, seriously speaking, I think the Kite is my choice, for his energy. He's an inspiration to the players, I think he instills confidence in his teammates, when he does all the running, he never gives up, It makes his teammates feel, hey, if this guy can do it, so can I, And they trust him. Our fullbacks, especially our right back, the one who's running behind him, knows that if he goes up, he will come back and chase after the ball, which I think that creates a lot of energy within the team, And I think the Kite. And did you see Alex Ferguson's face?
He was looking at West Brom, I think.
We'll see at the end of the season.
So consensus, West Brom player of the week. Well, okay. I mean, we can keep on talking until the cows come over, but no, we don't have much time for Razor TV right now. So that's all we have tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Before we leave you, here's a Razorism for tonight from English soccer player and Man United legend Bobby Charlton. He said, some people tell me that we professional players are soccer slaves. Well, if this is slavery, then give me a life sentence.
Yeah, lock me up.
With that, good night. See ya.